I hope you guys have a really good day, week. I don't know how long it'll be till I post again, but probably about a week. A week! So, obviously, that didn't happen. I got a little busy, I'm not gonna lie. I did procrastinate a bit, and then, the whole school thing happened, so that wasn't very fun. But I thought maybe, I'd make a new video, 'cause it's been insert time length here, long. So I thought maybe I'd make one and I would do a quick makeup thing while we talk. Do I know what we're gonna talk about? No, not really. I guess I can talk to you about how my school went and why I was so busy. So let me do that. I'm not gonna do a full face because, how do you say? I don't feel like it. So I don't feel like doing a full face. I don't have the patience, and I just dried my hair. So that's why it's looking a little Trumpy. So I will be doing more videos soon. I'm not gonna say a week, because that was so funny. But probably not as funny for you guys. Well, it's not really a tutorial. I'm just gonna kind of talk to you while I do my makeup, and if I mess up, you can laugh at me in the comments. So I know I have really thick eyebrows anyway, but I still fill them in to, shape them a bit. Yeah, that looks, a little funny on camera because I didn't fill that gap in. So anyway, the reason I was so busy, was school. I had to take 2 college courses, and one of those professors was my American history professor. I'm not going to name his name, but he was, my favorite professor I've ever had, and that was a really good class, and I really enjoyed it. And then I had a few that I didn't enjoy so much, such as AP Lit. That was a tough class. There was a lot of work that had to be done in not a lot of time. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't quite understand it, and I didn't feel like the teacher really appreciated me. I don't think that she, liked me that much. We had a book that we had to read, and, I choked, and it was a little iffy. It was called The Kite Runner, and to be as vague as possible, I'm going to advise no one read it. It's a good book, it's just extremely triggering. There's all sorts of stuff that I just didn't feel was suitable for a mandatory reading. Okay, there's independent reading projects where you get to choose a book, and that would be fine. I have no problem with that being an option, but I don't feel like it was okay to force the entire class to read it, knowing that a lot of us had issues, and even not knowing if a lot of us had issues. I don't think it's a good thing to force kids to read that. Yeah, they need to be exposed, I guess, but it doesn't feel like the right way to do it. So that just didn't really sit right with me. So I emailed her about it and mentioned it, and a couple of students had emailed about it, and she was just not willing to, change it. And this was before the due date of the project, and we didn't just have to read it, by the way. We had, she gave us a month to read it, but I say a month like that because, honestly, we had so much other stuff. We had essays to write, we had other stuff to study, and, I had I had 4 classes. I had AP Lit, I had discrete math, which wasn't that bad. I'm just really bad at math, because, a little bit. So, I had AP Lit, discrete math, and then I either had sociology or I had American history. Basically, I taught myself sociology. We did not learn a single thing in that class. I'm glad that we had a, textbook to go off of, because if we hadn't had a textbook, I don't know what I would have done, because I would not have understood a single thing going on in that class, and it would not have been fun. So, it was okay, it was okay. I'd recommend taking the class because okay, we're not talking about sociology. So anyway, about my AP Lit. So we just had an overwhelming amount of work to do at the same time as this, and that was not a good combination to have kids already stressed out reading a very traumatic book. So we emailed her. She wasn't willing to change anything, so we emailed the guidance counselor, who said, oh yeah, well there isn't, she took a week. There isn't really anything we can do about it. And I'm like, so take it to the principal, please? And she's like, oh, well, there's not really anything he can do about it because the teacher gets to choose that. I'm like, well, yeah, but it has a lot of triggering topics in it. She's like, it was basically just, okay, we can't really make her stop, but, you know, you can just come to us after you've got all of that trauma resurfaced, and we'll talk about it. And I'm like, well, that's not helpful at all. So I emailed her, and my mom sent an email as well, and that was not very fun because my mom's not as nice about it as I am. I try to be a lot more diplomatic. My mom just wants to get it done, and my mom will not be nice when she's trying to get it done. So she sent a very angry email, to say the very least, and yeah, that was not taken very well. My teacher felt really threatened by it, and I think she took it out on me the rest of the year because I did not make a good grade on any of my essays, even though I poured my heart and soul into them, and when I asked why, she couldn't tell me why. Like, I wanted to improve my essays, obviously, because this is an essay-based class. Like, the test is essay-based, and I don't even know if I'm going to take the test in May. We'll see. I'm probably going to have to, but I'm not going to want to. So, yeah, we'll see about that. It's a really essay-driven class, and I wanted to, like, sort that out. Because apparently I was doing something wrong, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And she couldn't tell me. She just kept taking my grade down. And then eventually I signed up for a tutoring session so she could go through my essay and tell me what I did wrong. And the same stuff that she was telling me I did wrong, she said that she also added sophistication points for, because it showed sophistication of thinking. And I'm like, well, that doesn't really make sense to me. How can that be something I'm doing wrong, but also show sophistication of language? How are you going to add points on, but also take points off? It sounds like you were just trying to find an excuse to fail me. So that's not awesome. So, that happened, and so she took it out on me, on my essays and stuff for the rest of the year, and because that was really the only thing she could take it out on me for. So I was stressing out over my essays because I didn't know if it was me or if it was her or what. And then my friends were reading my essays, and we had to do peer grading. And I was reading theirs, and they were getting 6s, and it was just so basic. No offense if any of you are watching this. Not all of them were, but the ones, like, some of them that were getting 6s had, like, 3 sentences a paragraph. And I had written, like, a full 2 or 3 pages and was getting, like, a 3 out of 6. And she couldn't explain why. I wouldn't have a problem with it if she could explain to me what the issue was so I could try and fix it, but she would have a different excuse every time as to why she couldn't tell me. So, didn't appreciate that. I'm not going to say her name, though. And I'm going to block her name from the comments, so nothing happens, because I don't, she's still a good teacher, but it's not a good class to take online, and yeah, she's had issues with students in the past, and she seems to take it personally with them. So, if I know you personally, you already know, just don't mention it. But anyway, yeah, that's why I was so busy. I had a lot of issues with that teacher and with that class. And then there was a lot of math stuff that I had to remember, and it was just so much work. I was working weekends, like, every weekend. My friends were asking me to hang out, not in real life, but, like, to hang out online and call, and I'm like, well, I can't because I have all of this work to do. I can't do it. And it's just not fair on me. It's not fair on them. It's not fair on any of us. I had to stop talking to my mom for a little while. Not for too long, but, like, she lives in another country, so it's hard to talk to her a lot, because she lives with a 5-hour time difference. Talking to her with a lot of stuff at the same time that I have to do is difficult. Thankfully, she did help me with a lot of it. when she could, because some of it she didn't know, which, you know, fair enough, me neither. I don't know how I passed all my classes. I just really don't. Well, that ended up way better than I thought it was going to. Story of my life. Well, that ended up way better than I thought it was going to. So, never mind, I forgot. It does that, so it looks really nice right now, and then... Oh, that sucks. Anyway. Oh, I did that too far! I'm an idiot. It's fine. I never claimed to be a makeup artist. Okay, maybe I did once or twice. But... So I was really busy with that, and I had those college classes I was worrying about. I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I turn 18. Currently I'm 17. So I'm thinking about moving, because I can't stand living here. If you know the area I live in, you understand completely what I'm saying. Unless you're one of the people I'm trying to avoid, then you have no clue what I'm talking about, because you don't see anything wrong with it. Racism. So... But COVID is kind of complicating that, and my dad's making it super complicated because he doesn't want me to leave. I'm not gonna get into my family issues. That's for another video. So yeah, that's an issue, and discrete math. I had the funniest math teacher this year, which is amazing because I had the worst math teacher the previous 2 years. Since I've moved here, my math teachers have just been difficult. She's fine as a person, she's just awful at teaching. Like, I don't understand a word she's saying. And she doesn't really try to help. The way that she'll explain it... Here, let me do it. Let me do an impression. Do I have, like, a paper or something? How am I at a desk and not have any paper? No, that has my mailing address on it. Here, let's use this. It's a map of the United States. So you do this, then you do this, then you do that, then you do that. Everyone got it? Okay. Moving on, since everyone's got that. Alright, so now y'all have a worksheet. She would literally do one problem as an example on the board in her own time. Like, that was it. That was exactly how the lesson would be. She just... So you do this, and you do that, and you do this. And I'm not, like, emphasizing on any of the this or that or this, because she didn't say, like, oh, and then you carry the one, and then you cross multiply. No, she just said you do this. And it was so hard to learn, like, and it was so bad. It was so bad. We had to work together on stuff. No one understood what she was talking about. She's like, well, I already taught you this, like, last semester. And I'm like, yeah, you see, about that. Interesting thing is... Sorry, I had to do a cut, because I couldn't do that with the camera on. So that was why I had to take so much time off. I was really struggling with school, and I was struggling to keep up. And I couldn't do that and this at the same time. As much as I enjoy doing this, it does take quite a bit to do. Should I do it there? I should not do it there. I should do it like here. It's not like you could see it, but when I get out of a pitch black background, you'll be able to see it. You know what? No, let's do the other ones. So I couldn't do that and this at the same time, and it wasn't fun to go through, but I'm done now. I don't have any more classes, so I should be able to, you know, just do videos now. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. Aside from, the biggest issue now is finding a free online video editor, because I can't download the software, and I'm broke. I can't afford it. I gotta put everything I have towards moving! Love that! So I gotta put everything I have towards moving. So I will have to find something. I was using Clipchamp before. I don't know what I'm gonna use now. I gotta figure it out, though. So, I might use Clipchamp, I might not. I don't know. So, yeah, this is it. I really like these. I got these for Christmas from my mom. Yes, the same mom that sent that really angry email to my guidance counselor. So, that's what's been holding me back. I will be filming another video soon, though, as soon as I can dye my hair again, because I just bleached it, so I gotta wait a while for it to rinse out and be ready and not damage it, because I don't want to damage my hair, you know? I don't want to damage my hair. Oh, yeah, and then my shirt. I'm going to fall. This is a spinny chair. That was stupid of me. So yeah. I really like this shirt. I'll get into that in a little bit, on the next video. But, yeah, that'll be, fun. Looking forward to filming that one. So yeah, I'm sorry for being gone so long. When was the last one? Oh, yikes, I didn't mean to do that. I'm off the screen. When was the last video? It was... Editor. I'm the editor. Who do I think I am? Editor just put in there what the date is and how I'm stupid for not knowing it. It's my own YouTube channel. When was my last video? June. Yeah. I went back to school in August. So, that time period in between. Oh no, I didn't go back. Yeah, it was in August. That period in between was me having to struggle with a lot of personal stuff again. I was having a lot of issues with a few people at that point, and I was not liking myself, and then my cat ended up getting fleas. That I'm going to tell you in a little bit. And yeah, so sorry for taking so long in between videos, but hopefully, this one's a banger. A banger comeback. I hope it is. It's probably not going to be, but it's kind of me just explaining what's been going on and how I'm going to get better about it. So, once again, thank you for watching. I'm trying to get over that part. I told myself earlier, that if I kept saying that, I was going to not edit them out, and I was just going to, oh my... I just wasn't going to upload it, but I'm going to upload it. I need to figure that out. Thank you for watching. I'm going to put more resources because there is just a whole lot going on. There's always a whole lot going on. I'll put more resources in the description. You can find me here. You can also find me here, though. And here, in here, in here. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to do that. Or am I? Did I? Good for you! But if you didn't, boo! You suck! So, anyway, thank you again for watching. I will put more resources in the description. Thank you. I'll see you later!